So today we're gonna go to run some car errands together. So we're gonna start by going over to one of the performance shops down here called Excel Auto Sport and Service. That shop is notorious for tuning and creating some of the best exotics out there in terms of performance, but they're also really good at repairing exotics. And so we're gonna go there first, check out what's going on, then we're gonna head out to Excel, the actual dealership, take care of some business, see if they have any new inventory we can look at driving or buying. And then we're gonna go over to Marino Auto Performance over in Palm Beach, take a look at that too. And then we're even gonna have a more eventful day where we're going to actually deliver the Ferrari 550, my awesome 6-speed car that I showed you guys I bought. Has had a record sale, and we're gonna talk about what that record sale is and how it looks. We're gonna talk about that once they actually pick up the car today, because today the deal was finalized, so I can finally talk about it. I've set the record for probably the most expensive Ferrari 550 ever sold for a 6-speed. So I'm pretty excited about that, and looking forward to kind of sharing with you guys the details later in the video. Alright, so here we are at Excel Auto. We're parking in the back real quick because it's super busy up front. So we're gonna hide back here, and we're gonna see if they have any new inventory, because they always have some pretty cool cars, and I'm always interested in seeing if I can get into something new. Like I said, my 550 Ferrari sold, so let's go see what we can find here and go from there. Come on, guys. Every time I see one of these, it just reminds me of my old Vanquish. I love these cars. It's like a love and hate relationship. I love them when I own them, and then I hate them when well, I should say I love them when I don't own them, and then when I own them, I hate them because they're boring to drive, but like really cool car. This is a sick car. Look at that GT350R. I've been eye-fucking one of these, just haven't had a chance to pick one up yet. I think they're coming down in price too. They're not doing like 30K below sticker. A full chrome Wraith. Look at that. Look at that. Doesn't that look super gay? This is probably the most ghetto version of a Rolls Royce ever. But you gotta give it credit. It kind of looks cool, and it kind of doesn't. So it's cool for like 10 minutes, then you realize it's not Halloween every day. You know? Look at this R8, insane. Look at this, like just insane. Look at all the carbon. Just beautiful, like it's just spectacular. I'm looking at this thing like, it's just beautiful. I didn't expect to actually like the red so much. Just a very quick look. I want you to see this. Come take a look at
it. You don't want to sell it to you?
He doesn't want to sell me this R8, so I really want this R8. I think it's like amazing. But see, people don't like selling me exotics because they know that I buy them really cheap, and obviously whenever dealers get really good new inventory, they obviously don't want to give it to me because I'm not overpaying for like premiums for cars. And so let's move on here. We're gonna get out of here, and then let's go to the shop now down the street and actually see this race car, this Lamborghini race car, and see what's going on there. Okay guys, so we just checked out this insane R8, and I'm now in love, and I'm probably not gonna let this go out of my head. So I don't know, as Borat said, you know, his sister said, you will never get this, you will never get this, and then one day he gets this. So I will try to I'll try to go back and see if the car is still there in a week. If it's still there in a week, I might have to do something stupid again and get an R8 Spider V10 Plus with all the carbon, and just make sure I put some wheels on it and do it my way, because it's always better my way. So anyways, so now we're gonna go out and go check out this Trofeo crazy R bullshit like race car, which is an all carbon Huracan pretty much. We're gonna check that out. And then we're gonna also pay for service, because I had to take care of paying my boy Joaquin's service bill for his Huracan. There was some issues with it, so I had to take care of that for him. Since he's down in Miami, and so I'm gonna go there and pay that. One of the things people don't know about service is they think that service is always expensive on an exotic, right? They think, oh, the dealership quoted me $5,000 for an oil change and this and that. And so, you know, this was one of those situations where he was gonna get charged $3,700 for service, which was crazy from a Lamborghini dealer in Miami. And what I ended up doing is I just send them over here to Excel Auto Sports and Service. My good friend Rob runs that place, and you're gonna see how cheap the service came out compared to $3,700. And what's actually interesting is this was the full service. This was not just an oil service, because an oil service would only be like $399 to $500, and here it was legit, like the full service, exactly as described in the Lamborghini manual, that happens like at the 3-year mark, right? So this was the big service. And you know, you can guess what it was in the comments right now. Like, you can guess if it was $5 grand, if it was $3 grand, 10 grand, or whatever it was. But you're about to see how awesome Lamborghini service can be once you actually know who to take care of your service. That's something else we teach at Exotic Car Hacks, how to not get ripped off on service, insurance, and things like that. Because most people think service is really expensive, because whenever they think service, they think dealership. They're like, I gotta go to the dealership. There's nobody more qualified than the dealer. And that's just not true. I've actually had thousands of opportunities where it was much better and cheaper to fix in an independent shop, like the one you're about to see here, instead of the actual dealership itself. It just makes sense. And of course, there's my boy Rob in his obnoxious Hummer. Like, this is his, I don't like this Hummer. I always tell him, I like his Ghibli though, and this is his Ferrari. This is the good thing about this shop, is the owner, Rob, owns exotics himself. So he's not just a guy working on exotics, and he knows them personally, so he works on cars too. So he's just kind of an all-rounded off guy, and just been a good friend for a long time. So let's go in and talk to Rob real quick. All right guys, so you guessed earlier, how much was the service on Joaquin's Huracan? So I'm gonna cross this like this so you can see that. Look, they did everything here. They did the oil, the cabin filters, the air filters. This was $3,700 at a dealer. And here you see, to an independent shop that's qualified to do it, $1,500 including tax. And this is the thing, most of these exotics don't need this service. So what's incredible here is that, you know, even if in the worst case scenario, in the highest and worst case scenario, this is the dollar service for a Huracan. And I wanted you to see that, because a lot of people don't understand that. They think it's like super expensive. So it's definitely not, you know, $1,500 is nothing. And I just wanted you to see that. So there you have it, guys. So let's, now that we've taken care of that, let's get out of here and run to our next stop, okay? Let's go, guys. So now we're heading over to Marino Auto in Palm Beach. We have a couple of cars there that some of our students at Exotic Car Hacks are interested in. So since they're local, I'm very sweet, and I offer to go and put eyes on them for them, so that way I can see if the cars are clean or what's going on. So let's go over there and let's just see what they have for us. I think we're gonna see a 458 and a Shelby GT350R. And that's right, Exotic Car Hacks works on Shelby GT350Rs too, for those of you that were skeptical. It works on all luxury, exotic, and specialty cars. So we're gonna go check those out in just a moment. It's pretty cool now. I'm just getting a message, hold on a second. Hey, so if you made 100K, then I need to verify those numbers. So please send me a spreadsheet with all of your trades so I can go ahead and verify them with the financials. So we can see here that one of my students at Watch Trading Academy just asked me if he should post in our group on Facebook if he's made $100,000, because he says he just crossed the $100,000 mark, and we have this thing called the $100,000 club, which is whenever someone makes $100,000 within a year period, he's then allowed to join what we call the 100K club. So another one of my students, we had 6 people this year that made it. This is the latest one. He just mentioned that he hit 100 and then now I'm just going to verify his information when I get back to the office with a spreadsheet, so I can make sure that he's not lying or exaggerating or anything. So a lot of times people think that whenever people hit milestones or they make a claim like, oh, I made 20 grand on a car, 30 grand on a car or something, I just accept it because it favors me, but they don't realize that I actually go through and verify every single claim ever made to make sure that people aren't misleading others and so on and so forth. And it's cool here because this guy Mohammed just hit 100K, so according to him, and we're about to verify it later. And this is for washtradingacademy.com, not Exotic Car Hacks, but nonetheless, it's cool that it happened while we're here. Alright, so let me let him know. So send me over the spreadsheet of all the numbers, and send me over, once you send me that spreadsheet, I'll take a look at the actual financials associated with some of those transactions at random. Alright, so here we are, we're pulling up to Marino. You can see here the dealership's really cool. They're actually really nice people too. I've done a lot of business with them in the past. They're really cool people. But today we're actually not looking for a car for me here. We're looking at one of my students at Exotic Car Hacks is buying a 458, and we're being nice and taking a look at that. So let's go take a look at that real quick and see if it makes sense. Okay, so this is the last 6-speed R spec, so this is going to be a really, really good car for the long-term collector. You can hear here you have an exhaust note, which is really changing. You feel it here. Listen to that. It really changes the car's throatiness. Really cool car overall. I mean, a lot of plastic still because it is a Mustang, but I think that in general, I mean, you can really see that the car is pretty solid when you sit in it. You don't feel like you're in a ship box or anything, which is pretty cool, you know? But let's go for a quick ride and see how much we enjoy this, and then see if we want to go ahead and put this in the collection as one of the cars that we keep. Very long drive because it's only got 800 miles, and I plan to keep it very low. Don't really plan to drive it much once in a while. Sounds fantastic. Truly a great driving car. I mean, just a phenomenal driving car. Sounds great. But again, you know, you get a lot of the plastic inside, which is, you know, very weird. But again, you're getting, you know, a Shelby, and I guess this is the final with the 6-speed. So people are going to be looking for these, especially with the low miles. So I think from a collector standpoint, putting this and leaving it completely stock is going to be helpful, you know. I think they're just... Yeah, shifting's pretty short. Lots of power. I love this car. I think it's spectacular. I think it's absolutely spectacular. So, just a phenomenal car all around. Just does a great job. And you know, I just think this is gonna go up. I'm telling you, 6-speed cars are dying. This is the final R, like the final R 6-speed. The new Shelby's not a 6-speed. So, you know, I think this car is going to go up somewhere, someday, very soon. So, definitely worth the money to put some money into it. I think it's just fantastic. Alright guys, so here we are. We just saw the 458 for my students. We saw the Shelby GT350R, which I keep saying is a great investment, so probably going to buy one of those. And otherwise, now let's get some lunch, and then let's go see what's going on with that 550 and see if I can show you what the record price was for one of the most expensive 550, if not the most. I'm waiting for confirmation for what the most was. The most expensive 550 sold ever was for a 6-speed transmission. So let's go find out, and hope you all like sushi, because you won't be having any, but I will. Alright, I just pulled up to the crib, so now we're gonna go pick up the Aventador, go back to the office, and then come back as soon as they're ready to pick up this 550 Ferrari. Come on out, guys. Alright, so we're just jumping up into the Aventador now. As you can see, they're both clean, so we're gonna take them to the office so we can shoot some awesome Black Friday ads. You guys may not know, but Black Friday is coming up right now. So literally right now, we're actually going to be running crazy promos for Black Friday to join Exotic Car Hacks and Watch Trading Academy, and even my other platform, Secret Entourage. So all you have to do is actually somewhere on this page, you'll find the link anyways. But right now, we're just gonna get in the Aventador and drive away, because it sounds crazy, and I absolutely love, this is still my favorite exotic today. Even though this one's crazy looking, this is still the badass Batman car. Just listen to this, listen to this. I just want you to hear this. If it starts, I think it's broken. Alright guys, so here we are now, and we are now finally at the end of the day. We've had a very long day, obviously, a lot of things going on. So now we are about to now take this Ferrari 550 and send it away for good. So could you have guessed what it actually cost? Meaning, what did we make on this car? Now, I'm gonna be very candid with you. I took this car on trade, meaning that someone wanted to buy a car, and they literally came to me and said they wanted to trade this in order to buy one of my cars. So this is the car that they wanted to dump on me. All I spent on this car is about a $500 paint correction. And it just set one of the highest record sales for a Ferrari 550 6-speed. So if you missed my other video, just briefly take a look at this. This is one of the cleanest 550 Maranellos anywhere. It's a beautiful red, it's in mint shape, it has no issues, it's passed now 3 inspections without a single issue. It's got all books, records, everything down to the extra keys, and of course it's a 6-speed and it's very, very solid. So now the question remains, how much money did we make on this 550? And the answer to that is, in less than 3 weeks, I made $45,000 on this Ferrari 550. That's right, $45,000. So if you too want to actually learn how to do this, how to actually buy exotic cars like this and literally turn them into profits, remember our Black Friday sale, like I told you earlier, is on right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description and actually get yourself and become an Exotic Car Hacks member so you can learn how to do this. But let's turn this on one last time, because this is a very old car, and these old cars are a little bit harder to again turn on, because you have this little immobilizer right here. In case you haven't seen these, they're really, really like annoying, and you got to press them really hard, and then half the times you see they don't even click on. So it's like super annoying because the battery's dead or something. So this one you can kick on, and then we had it in the other one, so thank God. And then we turn on this beautiful car. Look at the parking brake on this side, so large. Again, a no issue car, which is really, really nice, you know. The mirrors are inverted in, obviously, so we don't have any issues. And that's pretty much it. Now it's time to let this car warm up for a second. And then after we're done here, we're gonna go ahead and put this car on the truck and give it to its new owner, who's gonna enjoy it and actually drive it. I've put about 100 miles since I've gotten custody of this car. It's been an incredible, very clean, no issue 550, thankfully. And you know what? Again, we gotta love money, then we love cars. And that's the Exotic Car Hacks way. So I'm gonna pull this out, and then we're gonna load it up. And then after that, it's pretty much bye-bye to the car. just made $45,000 flipping this 550. Alright guys, so there you have it. No Excuses is now in the truck, loaded up, and time to go. Listen, it's been a day. It's been a long day. I'm tired. I'm going home. But listen, subscribe to the channel. Like this video. Leave me comments. There were a lot of questions in between. And listen, at the end of the day, if you like these vlogs, let me know so I can do more of them. I kind of try to give you a day in my life so that, you know, a lot of you guys complain you don't get to see a lot of it. I'm showing you all of it today. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Stop making excuses, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.